Hello guys, welcome to another video of cloud. In this video, we are going to discuss about infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. These are some of the important concepts in cloud computing, and we will understand everything about these along with detailed explanation, use cases. We will be discussing the differences as well among these three, and we will discuss all these three with examples. Let's begin the video. This is the agenda. We'll be discussing a brief introduction of cloud computing. We'll be discussing what is infrastructure as a service or IaaS, what is platform as a service, that is platform or PaaS. Okay, you can also call it as PaaS service. What is software as a service, SaaS, and we'll be discussing differences, use cases along with real world examples. Let me start by a quick introduction to cloud computing. Cloud computing delivers computing services over the internet. You can get access to servers, storage, database, networking, software, and even you can set up your private data center in cloud. Okay, so you get everything, all the services over the internet. You can create your own cloud, or you can your personal network, virtual network, or you can set up whole networking things itself for your organization along with the data center in cloud. Okay, so it provides all the features which you need to run your organization. This offers scalability, flexibility, and cost effectiveness. You can scale whenever you want, or you can delete your resources in cloud based on your requirement. This is highly flexible and cost effectiveness because you can, or you get paid, you pay just for what you use. Now let's discuss what is infrastructure as a service or IaaS. So IaaS provides virtualized computing resources over the internet, includes server, networking, storage, and virtualization. So whatever you are using in it in your cloud, if you are managing everything by yourself, that is called IaaS. If I give you an example like a virtual machine. So if you are creating a virtual machine, you are managing everything by yourself. Like you have to manage the networking, you will have to manage the virtual machine, you will have to do the patching and all for your virtual machine. So this is an example of infrastructure as a service. Okay, customer manage applications, data, and operating system. All the three things you will have to manage along with your application, which you might have hosted in your cloud environment. You will have to manage the data along with the operating system. Okay, all the things should be managed by you. You are the administrator, and you are the also you can say like owner of your application and the cloud in this model, infrastructure as a service model. What are the examples? Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, and Google Cloud. Now let's discuss platform as a service, PaaS service. PaaS provides a platform allowing customer to develop, run, and manage applications. Okay, so this basically provides software, not the software, a platform you can say to develop, run, and manage your applications. You don't need to take care of the infra in the backend. You just get the platform, you use that and run your application. Removes complexity of building and maintaining infrastructure. Okay, offers development tools, databases, and OS in a hosting environment. Popular examples: Heroku, Google App Engine, Microsoft Azure App Service. Along with this, we have multiple examples of platform as a service in cloud. You can take examples like databases or PostgreSQL database. So many things are there provided by cloud environments or cloud service providers in the cloud. Okay, now let's go ahead and discuss what is software as a service. Software as a service provides fully managed software applications over the internet. You won't have access to your or the cloud or application and data, you just use the software provided by the provider. Okay, this is accessible via web browser or applications without installation. Okay, ideal for end users with minimal customization needs. Popular examples are Microsoft 365, Google Workspace, and Salesforce. So this is the software basically you use, which are provided by the resource providers. Okay, you don't have to, or you cannot make any changes inside this. You just have to use the service, software as a service, or that particular software. But in case of platform as a service, you get the platform. You have to create your application and run the application. You don't have to worry about the infrastructure. But in case of infrastructure as a service, you will have to manage everything. You will have to manage the infrastructure as well. You will have to do patching and all, and you will have to manage your own application as well. Okay, we'll be discussing the differences in detail in the next slide. Now let's see the differences between IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. Okay, so first one is the control. Who will control all the things in this, in these cloud computing models? So in infrastructure as a service, you will have full control over your infrastructure. But in platform as a service, you won't have much control, because infra will be managed by cloud provider in the backend. You just have to create one PaaS service to use it. Okay, so that PaaS service only you will have to manage it, and the backend infra will be managed by the cloud provider. And in case of SaaS, minimal control, mainly configuration. You won't be able to do anything inside that software. You just have to configure that, or you can create your accounts and whatever you want in this software as a service. What is who manages this, all these things? So let's discuss that as well. So infrastructure as a service is managed by customer itself. In case of PaaS service, this is managed by provider. That can be your infrastructure provider or customer. In case of SaaS, this is totally managed by the provider. You won't be able to do anything inside this SaaS in the software as a service. Infrastructure as a service is highly flexible because you have full control. You can do whatever you want. In case of PaaS service, this is moderate, and SaaS service is limited because you don't have full control over here. What are the use cases? You can use IaaS when you are migrating your legacy apps in the cloud. Okay, so you can use this cloud model to migrate your legacy apps. If you want to develop your apps quickly or in frequently, you can use this PaaS service, so that you don't have to worry about the infra. You just create the PaaS service on and deploy your applications. And in case of SaaS, you can use this model to access software tools. Let's discuss now about cost model. In this infrastructure as a service, you pay in this model, pay as you go for your infra. And in case of PaaS, you just pay for the platform usage. But in case of software as a service, you get one subscription and you get charged based on the subscription. Okay, customization, you can do highly, or you can highly customize this infrastructure as a service because you have full control. But in case of PaaS, you can limited, or you will have limited customization access in the PaaS service, because you can just customize only the PaaS service, no, not the infrastructure which is running in the backend. In case of software as a service, you can do very minimal customization because you don't have control over the software tools. Okay, in case of scalability, this is highly scalable because you have full control, you can do anything. In case of PaaS service, this is moderate, and SaaS service is low. Let's see in this slide. This is also the difference. we can see what is the things you will be managing, and what are the things managed by provider, cloud provider, in all like infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. If you compare this with traditional IT infra, this is the traditional IT infra where you have to manage everything. You will have to manage application, data, runtime environment, or your operating system, or even your servers, storage, and networking. You will have to create your own servers. You will have to create your own data centers and all. But in case of infrastructure as a service, you just manage the application, data, runtime, and middleware. Operating system, virtualization, servers, storage, and networking is provided by cloud provider. You just have to manage all these things. But in case of platform as a service, you just have to manage application and data. Rest other things are provided by cloud provider. Okay, all the infra part is being provided by cloud provider. You just get the UI, or you just get the platform to run your application. Okay, you don't have to worry about the infra. So if you are a developer and you want to create one application quickly, you can go ahead and select or choose platform as a service to start your service deployment. But if you are an infra engineer or DevOps engineer, which you want to deploy or you want to host some tools from scratch, you can use this infrastructure as a service model to create infra for your tools, and basically manage the infra or customize the infra based on your requirement. Okay, and in case of software as a service, you don't have to manage anything. You are not worried about application, data, runtime, middleware, operating system, or servers and networking. This all will be managed by the provider, and this will be delivered as a service. You just use that application which is being provided. Okay, like Microsoft Dynamics 365, Microsoft Office, and all. You cannot customize that. You just have to use that software. Okay. Now let's discuss about the use cases for all these three. In case of infrastructure as a service, you can use this to migrate legacy systems, set up virtual data centers, and disaster recovery. You can create your own data center, you create your own networking itself. You can basically create your own private cloud, and you can say like you can create your own premises inside the cloud. Okay, you can create multiple servers you want. You can set up your own private network along with other things. In case of PaaS, you can use this for rapid app development, testing new applications, or collaborative projects. If you are if you have requirement to quickly do the app development, you don't need to, or if you don't want to just worry about everything managing the infra, you can use the PaaS service like Azure App Service or Function Apps, so that you don't have to worry about the infra. You can use this to test new applications and any other project if you want. In case of SaaS, you can use this for email services, CRM tools, collaboration platforms, management softwares. Basically, these are some of the softwares which you can use. If I give you an example, like Microsoft Dynamics 365, you can just use that. You cannot modify anything inside that. Okay, so these are some of the use cases of this. Now let's see real world examples. What will be the example of infrastructure as a service? Hosting virtual machine or AWS EC2. In case of AWS, I had given an example about Azure as well, that is creating virtual machine in Microsoft Azure. So that will be example of infrastructure as a service, because you will have to do it everything from scratch, or you will be owner of all the resources being created as part of infra. But in case of PaaS service, these are some of the examples: building an application using Google App Engine, or building an application using Azure App Service, Azure Function App, and something like this. Okay. Or if you take an example of AWS, you can use Lambda function as well. So these are some of the example of PaaS service. In this case, you don't have to worry about creating the backend things like virtual machines or compute resources. You just have to create the PaaS service and use that PaaS service. Everything will be created, everything will be running in the backend, and that will be provided by your cloud provider. In case of SaaS, these are some of the examples using Microsoft 365 for document management. So these are some of the real world examples. Okay, so let's conclude. In this video, we discussed about the cloud services, that is infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. We also call this as IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. Okay, so this offers flexibility, scalability, and cost efficiency. You can select whatever you want based on your company's or organization requirement. If they need flexibility, scalability, and all this, you can move from on-premises to cloud, because everybody is now moving to cloud. This is cost effective and highly scalable and reliable with SLA of more than 99.999%. Okay, so this is highly reliable. Understanding the right model for your business helps optimize resources and processes. You can select the right model based on your organization requirement. If the requirement is to use the PaaS service, you can go for PaaS service. If not, then you can always select this infrastructure as a service, but this requires more skill and more knowledge if you compare this with platform as a service and software as a service. Choose based on control, scalability, and project requirements. Okay, so you can keep all these things in mind when you are selecting the right model for your organization. What should be the right model? If you have some minor development works or little works, you can select the platform as a service. In case of administrative works, you can select this infrastructure as a service. Okay, if you have to do or use that software to do something, you can use this software as a service provided by your cloud provider. That's it from this video. If you liked it, please like and subscribe my channel. If you have any feedback, questions or suggestions, please let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.